Hey everybody, welcome back. It is time for our Priority Premium segment. I love doing this segment because Priority Premium always has the neatest cars. We're gonna do a top 10 today, as we always do, and we're gonna start off with this beautiful Audi A4. So what's unique about this vehicle, and why it's one of the ones that I picked, is because it might be a 2022, but I like the color combination. You don't see a lot of these with dark blue with the brown interior, and look at this, it has 3,500 miles. And it's only $39,900. Now the reason I bring that up is you're pretty much saving $10,000 or so off of sticker. The Audi A4 is a great all-around car, wonderful quattro all-wheel drive as we've mentioned before in the program, Continental tires. I really like Audi's design language, not only on their exterior, but especially on their interiors. I think the steering wheel is a very neat shape and it's aesthetically pleasing, personal choice, but I think they're pretty neat. You have all modern amenities, obviously Apple CarPlay, anything you think you'd get in an Audi you have in this one. I really like these vehicles. I mean, this is a great all-arounder and they are very good on fuel. Like I mentioned, this has the two-tone dark and brown interior. Check this one out. I think it's a unique A4 in a sea of gray and black ones. Have a blue one. Now, if you're looking for a sports sedan, and a larger sports sedan at that is still athletic but has huge presence, the Alpina B7 is an excellent choice. It might not be a car that some of our viewers have heard of before, maybe some of you have. Now this one being a 2018, Alpina is a tuner for BMW, and I just think the styling's fantastic. They changed the engine. It's a more powerful version. This one has the stylish Alpina wheels, which if you look back and take a little look on the internet, just look up Alpina wheels. They've always had this style. It's got the blue gauges, blue stitching. It's a really unique car. But these cars go for well over $100,000, and this one's only $69,900, and it only has 40,000 original miles. And Alpine white on Fiona with red black interior, I think that's a fantastic combination. You got to get over there and check these out. I think these are very, very cool, and nobody else, I'm betting, in your neighborhood is going to have one. So if you want to be unique and you like a car that looks like this and you love the drive of a BMW and you want something that really makes a statement and can cruise all the miles you want to at highway speeds, this is a great car. Next up is this 2022 BMW 440i M Sport. Being the M Sport, it gets different brakes, slightly different suspension tuning, a little bit more of a sportier ride, sportier car. You get these unique black wheels. This one has a black top with a beige interior. If you haven't driven one of the new 440s, go drive one because the transmission is super slick, super fast, and the turbocharged 6-cylinder the BMW is most well known for is at home in this vehicle, and it really scoots. This is a wonderful all-rounder, rides well, it's a convertible, it also has back seats, so if you need to take the kids or friends out to dinner. And don't forget, even though it's a turbo 6, it still gets fairly good mileage. You get over 30 miles to the gallon on the highway on these. This one's $71,900 and only has 4,300 miles. I think it's a very sharp car and definitely worthwhile to take a look at. Next up is this 2020 BMW X4M Competition, and they call this a sports activity coupe. Coupe being, it has this fastback roofline. So think of this as pretty much an X3 competition with a sporty roofline. So if that's something you're interested in, this is a great car. You have the all-wheel drive traction. It's a little smaller than an X5, so it's identical to the X3 other than the roofline, a little sportier. This one's gray on gray, $68,900. Turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, 8-speed automatic, all-wheel drive, 13,000 miles. This is a very unique vehicle. I really like the gray as it's not going to show a lot of dirt and things. We have the quad exhaust tips here, and this just isn't an X4M, it is the M Competition, which is even one step up from the M, if you can believe it. So let's take a quick look at a couple more pictures. So even with the fastback roofline, you have plenty of room back here for if you have a dog or groceries, or you're moving some furniture. This vehicle still has plenty of room for that. It also offers a sporty appearance and a sporty look. All right guys, this is a special one. It's pretty near and dear to my heart because I remember when Bentley released this version of this car, I always really loved it because it brings all the Bentley-ness of Bentley to light, being that it is comfortable and extremely fast. This is a 2013 Bentley Continental GT, but it is the GT Speed. So this has the W12, so 12-cylinder, twin turbocharged engine, and this version puts out 616 horsepower, and nears makes no difference, 600 pound-feet of torque. This has a top speed of well over 200 miles per hour, so you can tell everybody at the dinner party. It has some of the biggest brakes that have ever been fitted to a road car, and of course, I like this one because it is Jordo spec in the black, or as they call it, Beluga on Beluga, because it is, of course, a Bentley. Now these new, I think these were near $200,000. This one's being offered at $89,900, and it only has, of course, being a Bentley, 24,000 miles. Now this does have 4 seats like all the other GT Continentals, but you get the wonderful interior, rifled exhaust tips you can see there, and that classic Bentley look. I love the wheels on this car. I mean, and look at the interior. You got the stitched dashboard. Everything's covered in leather and metal. And you'll see in another part of the show, I'll be driving another Bentley, and they are really special. When you get in them, pictures do them no justice. You have to get over here, sit in it, feel it, touch it, drive it. If this is a vehicle that interests you and you need something that can cover lots of miles at significant speed, I don't know if there's anything better to do it in than a Bentley Continental GT Speed, especially in this spec. I think it's a really neat car. Can you tell I like it? Definitely get down and check this one out. Yes, over 200 miles an hour, 616 horsepower. It's the coolest of cool Bentleys. Another car I love coming up here is this 2016 Jaguar F-Type R Coupe, and this is in Caldera red. It has the beautiful Type R wheels, and I love a Jag. Jags are cool. You can say you're driving your Jag, you're taking the Jag out. You don't say, oh, I'm taking the red car. You go, I'm taking the Jag. I think these are really neat. I think they're very, very stylish. Of course, it's a Jaguar. This car, even though it's the size, we see a Boxster in the background here, it's about the size of a Boxster or 911, has a supercharged 5-liter V8 engine, similar to the one you get in the big Range Rover. In this small package, it's extremely fast, and if you haven't heard one, I always say go on YouTube, look up some exhaust videos. These crackle and pop, and they sound fantastic, both under acceleration and under braking when they're downshifting. It's just a really neat car. This one, obviously, a beautiful one, low mileage, red brake calipers, $57,900 and 19,000 miles. Now the interior on this car is also unique. I think actually the best part about this car is the back. I think it just looks fantastic. It's the quad exhausts there. You even have a hatch so you can put some things to go away for the weekend with your significant other. And I just think these are really, really neat cars. They're comfortable, they're fast, they're on the sporty side, so think of more like a 911 type ride, but at the same time, 911s are neat, but I personally prefer the style of a Jag. So if this one tickles your fancy, get on down there, test drive it, enjoy the supercharger, and take my word for it, these are a total hoot to drive. Alrighty, back into SUV land, we have this 2020 Defender 110. So Land Rover makes 2 models of the Defender. They make the 110 and the 90. Those used to refer to the wheelbase on the vehicles. However, on the new ones, the 110 is the 4-door, and then of course we have the shorter 2-door model, which is the 90. Now this one is fully spec'd out. It's got the roof rack, the black wheels, we have side steps, it's got the 2-tone paint. I like that the black roof matches the black wheels. It's a very cool vehicle. I've driven a few of these. I think they're really neat, as I do with most of the cars here at Priority Premium. And of course, this one has custom wheels. We have off-road tires, which I like. I think those are Nitto Terra Grappler G2s. I'm a total nerd. But the nice thing is that I like that somebody put some off-road tires on this vehicle, because a lot of people might use this just to go to the store and what have you, but I think this vehicle always deserves an aggressively treaded tire, as it is a Land Rover Defender and it's meant to go everywhere. These have air suspension, a turbocharged 6-cylinder mild hybrid engine, a smooth transmission, and even though the vehicle's fairly large, it's pretty maneuverable as it has a great camera system. And because it's a Defender, you sit up very high, and I've always mentioned I'm not very tall, so that's great for me to see down the road and have a commanding view of the road. I think these look super menacing from the front. You saw some of these similar older models in the James Bond movies. I just think they're really neat. In the interior, clean, classic Land Rover, and what you can't see from the pictures that you can see in real life is there's plenty of space. There's space here behind this screen. There's all kinds of, if you have things, kids, dogs, books, maps, it has so many cubbies and places to put things, and of course it also has a panoramic sunroof. So if you need something that's, I think it's really neat looking, gives you a lot of utility, and something that gives you a lot of capability in all 4 seasons, whether you go camping or you drive in the snow or you have to get to work in the snow, or just get off the beaten path, or you just like driving something kind of cool, this is definitely a vehicle that you want to check out. Now this one's being offered at $79,900 and only has about 39,000 miles on it. So definitely check this one out. I think these are a worthwhile vehicle to see in person, as I think they're very interesting and very fun to drive. Speaking of fun to drive is this 2015 Maserati Gran Turismo Sport Convertible. For those of you who watch the show, I drove one of these on the show and it drives fantastic. And my favorite part about it is not only the styling, but the exhaust, as this has a Ferrari-derived V8 engine, of course. This one, gray with the red interior, I think is a classic, timeless, and very handsome color combination and design. The one I drove, I couldn't get over how great it sounded. I'm big on exhaust noise and engine sounds, as you may know. I think this car has huge presence, 4 seats, and yes, you can actually use those back seats, although they are small. I just think these are really, really neat looking cars. Again, the back, the dual exhaust, it sounds fantastic. Upshifts, downshifts, you have the paddle shift transmission, the big V8 out front, we have a nice hood scoop, and of course, the Maserati symbol. Everybody knows you're driving the Maserati. I like these wheels because they're not too flashy, yet they complement the color and style of the vehicle. And also, if you want to go flashy, this does have a very serious red interior, which I'm a huge fan of because it's a sporty car, it should look cool, it should have a flashy interior. So it's a Maserati, you don't just buy a Maserati and it's just ho-hum. Notice the carbon fiber seat backs here and carbon fiber trim, carbon fiber around the wheel, blue gauges. This is a car that is stylish but not shouty, and tasteful but not silly. If you like Maseratis, or if you've heard one or experienced one, or you're in the market for one, this is a great one. 2015, and I believe it's got fairly low mileage on it. We have it listed for $67,900, and of course, 13,000 miles. Get over there and check this car out. The interior is even cooler in person, especially with all the carbon fiber. I'm sure you've seen a lot of Mercedes-Benz products on the road, as they're sturdy, reliable, and overall a wonderful vehicle. And the reason I picked this one is it's a very interesting color combination. Now, this is a 2021 Mercedes-Benz E450 Cabriolet, the 450 being the highest output before you get to the E53 and E63, which are the AMG cars. This is a really neat vehicle. Straight 6-engine, 9-speed transmission. It is Designo Patagonia Red. 4,900 miles on this vehicle, $74,900. It's an extremely unique color combination. I've never seen it. I had heard of the color name, but I'd never seen it in person. I think it presents well with the matching convertible roof. We have one of the sedans in the family, and it works wonderfully. The all-wheel drive's fantastic, and at nighttime, which you can't see here, these have wonderful lighting on the interior, and you can completely customize it. The seats are very comfortable. It's great for a long haul, and this being a convertible, we're filming here in Newport today, as we are normally. It's a great car to bring down to Newport with the top down. This has the beautiful interior. I like the 3-spoke steering wheel. I think Mercedes-Benz has some of the best looking interiors. I see the Burmeister sound system in here. Everything you get with a modern Mercedes-Benz. So definitely check this one out. I think it is a unique car, especially if you're used to a Mercedes-Benz product. Why not have one that is special in the sea of ones that are all silver, black, white. Not those colors are bad, but I think this one's unique and I think it looks great. Last but certainly not least on our top 10 is this awesome 2011 Rolls-Royce Ghost. Now the Ghost is the smaller version of the Rolls-Royce Phantom, which you might be familiar with. It looks like a battleship, it's so large. Whereas this is more of an everyday Rolls-Royce for comfortable cruising. You have to do the Rolls-Royce voice when you talk about Rolls-Royces. Now this has an interesting color combination, and you have the silver with the black and the black wheels. And if you notice, the Rolls-Royce symbol, is always standing upright, because as you drive, those stay straight up and down, which is really neat. So as the wheel spins, those stay centrally located. So if you're driving and you see one of these on the road, look at the wheels and you'll see the Rolls-Royce doesn't even move, which is pretty cool. Obviously somebody really spec'd this one out for themselves. I see we've got the silver on the hood. We have the silver around the bezels, around the doors there. We have the Spirit of Ecstasy here on the hood. That's the Flying Lady. And another neat feature is, of course, the rear suicide doors. So they open this way, as it makes for easier entry and exit for the passengers. I know, I have to do the Rolls-Royce voice. I like the thin rim steering wheel. I think that's really neat. It's very classic Rolls-Royce, a nod to the older cars. We have a dual pane sunroof, some beautiful Michelin tires, of course a big old trunk, and extremely comfortable seats. Now this car is offered for sale at $129,900, and I promise you, you'll be the only person with one. 16,000 miles, and the one thing I didn't mention is it has a silent but extremely smooth and very powerful Rolls-Royce V12. So if you want to get your paws on this one, get on down to Priority Premium Hyundai of Newport. Now I just wanted to mention that they have moved 200 yards down the road to 1215 West Main Road in Middletown. So if you like any of the cars you've seen on the show today, get down there, call them up, inquire, check them out.